Sigue viendo mi pantalla, pero la presentación. Okay, good afternoon. Today we're gonna talk about the SIOP model. The Sheltered Instruction Observation Protocol, SIOP, was developed to make content material more comprehensible to English language learners. The model was developed by Janet Chavarria, Marie-Ellen Vogt, and Deborah Gichard. The SIOP model includes the following 8 components. The first one is lesson preparation. Well-planned lessons include content area objectives as well as language objectives. Concepts must be appropriate for the age and educational level of the student. The teacher and students should use supplementary materials such as charts, graphs, pictures, illustrations, multimedia, and manipulatives, as well as demonstrations. Content objectives describes what the students will learn during the lessons, and language objectives describe how the students will learn the content of the lesson. The second one is building background. Concept must be directly related to the student's background experiences, when possible, whether personal, cultural, or academic. Teachers must make explicit and direct links between past learning and new concepts. Emphasize key vocabulary and present new vocabulary only in context. Studies have shown that there is a strong correlation between vocabulary knowledge and the student achievement. It is therefore necessary to explicitly teach academic language and academic content vocabulary. The third one is comprehensible input. Teachers must use speech that is appropriate to a student's language proficiency level. The teacher should speak slowly, enunciate clearly, repeat more frequently, and adjust speech as needed. The teacher should avoid jargon and idioms and use body language, gestures, and pictures to accompany spoken word. The explanation of a task should be made clear in a step-by-step manner using visuals. Teachers should use a variety of techniques to make concepts clear, including paraphrasing and repetition. The next component is strategies. Strategies include techniques, methods, and mental processes that enhance comprehension for learning and retaining information. Learning strategies include metacognitive, cognitive, and social affective strategies. Students should be provided ample opportunities to use learning strategies which have been taught through explicit instructions. Teachers should constantly use scaffolding throughout a lesson and decrease support as students acquire experience. The goal is for students to become more independent and monitoring their own learning strategies. Common strategies include thinking aloud, preview and prediction, prompting, elaboration, and questioning that promote higher order thinking skills. The next one is interaction. Learning is certainly more effective when students have an opportunity to participate fully, actively, discussing ideas and information. Through meaningful interactions, students can practice speaking and making themselves understood by asking and answering questions, negotiating meaning, clarifying ideas, and other techniques. Important teacher strategies used to promote interaction include a variety of grouping options which support language and context objectives, ample wait time for responses, and opportunities to clarification in the student's native language when possible. The next one is practice and application. The lessons should include multiple opportunities to use hand-on materials or manipulatives to learn and practice the content, and should include activities for students to apply content and language knowledge in their learning. Hands-on activities and materials enable students to forge connection between abstract and concrete concepts. Students make this connection more effectively when they are engaged in activities that integrate all language skills, such as listening, speaking, reading, and writing. The next one is lesson delivery. Lesson delivery includes how well the stated content and language objectives are supported during the lesson, to what extent students are engaged in the lesson, and how appropriate the piece of the lesson is to students' abilities. The research relating to engaged time on task states that instruction that is understandable that English learners that creates opportunity to talk about the lessons concepts, that provides hands-on activities to reinforce learning, captures the students' attention, and keeps them more actively engaged. And the last one is review and assessment. Throughout the lesson, and especially at the end, it is important to determine how students have understood and have retained the key vocabulary and content concepts. The determination of whether to move on or offer additional instruction and support is the key to effective assessment and instruction. Review and assessment, it is essential for the success of English language learners, and it is important for teachers to incorporate review and assessment into the daily lessons to assess students' learning and effective teaching. Effective children's instructions involve reviewing important concepts, providing constructive feedback toward clarification, and making instructional decisions based on the students' responses. Thank you for listening.